For my underdogs, the ones willing to pay the cost. Even when we're up, we gotta take a loss. Underdogs are always against the odds. I'ma use this opportunity to do it for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. Yeah, my underdogs.
Welcome back to another episode of the Rec Center Podcast. Take a second right now, click that subscribe button. Go ahead and do that so you don't miss any of this amazing content. We got another good one today. I'm Kenny Edwards, joined with my co-host Lorenzo Parham. What's up, man?
Hey, Ken, man, I'm excited. I mean, this is a big one, man. Hey, he don't even know how many people have been bringing them into the conversations that we have on the podcast, man. First, shout out to Coach Moe, man. Coach Moe brought a lot of history in that last interview, man. So shout out to Coach Moe. If you ain't get a chance to check out that interview, go back, watch the interview with Coach Mobile Cox, man. But this one excited. Can I didn't know I knew he was coming on, man. I said, hey, this is gonna be one for both. This is gonna make both worlds go crazy, right? I was like, should I go get some jewelry or something? I might need some jewelry.
I'll just tuck mine in, love.
I'm like, I can't go get too much jewelry, so I'm just gonna come with the Billionaire Boys Club shirt because it represents both, man. Hey, but it's a good interview, man. We're gonna cover a lot with the guy Keith, man, because I want to know that baseball, the hooping at Castlemont, and then we definitely go tap in with the fatherhood piece for you, Keith, man. I always like to shed light on the fathers, man, and let them talk and talk about that, man. But welcome to the Rec Center Podcast, man.
Yeah, good. Glad to be on there, man. You know.
Hey, when you might not know this, man, and a lot of people might not know your situation, but when you were just fighting your case and everything was when we started. We started the Rec Center in 2000, right? And we had 2020. I'm sorry, during the pandemic, and we had a few players come on here, man. And I was blown away when they mentioned you for hoop because I'm like, I know baseball. When they bring your name in there for hoop, and I'm like, man, I wonder if he ever hear this shit, or people tell him like, bro, your name keep coming up in this shit, man.
Man, you know, it's crazy how I even seen the show was Aaron. You know what I mean? You know, me and Aaron still talk. Aaron earlier, we talk on a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like every now and then I might hear from Twan, Don, and a bunch of other people. But me and Paul talk every day too, you know what I mean? So it's like, but Aaron actually, cuzzo, go check this out, you know what I mean? So it was like I seen the show through him, and I'm like, oh, shit, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean? Give you a history lesson, you know what I'm saying? You get to tell your side of your story, some facts that you never wanted to nobody was scared to put out there. It's just a good thing for the culture, you know what I mean? And Oakland, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. When we talk about the history, we got to go back. There's a new Pride of Greenside that's going on right now. Shout out to Deb Lady, man. That's the Pride of Greenside. But you know, when people think Greenside, man, your name one of the first ones that come up in all of that, man, with the history of that neighborhood, right? But did you come up in that rec center at a Royal Park around there?
Actually, I did. So I played flag football. Me, Gino, Mario, we all. So when they first came, you know, they was on 78th in MacArthur. Then when they came from Texas alone, like we was like in elementary school. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, so when they first came, they was like 78th. Then they moved down to 76, which is basically Greenside, right across from the apartments. All right, so I played a Royal. First, I played for Markham, which was Kurt. I don't know if you remember Kurt. Kurt was from Greenside too. Kurt is Dom, little brother. He played for Fremont baseball. He coached our team at Markham. So Kurt, he played Duvernay, all that. So Kurt played. He coached Markham. So when he left, that was probably like fourth grade. Fifth and sixth, I played for a Royal, but always being at this rec center, all that since as long as I can remember, you know what I'm saying? Like going there, taking naps, like actually being like after school, having to go there till my mom got off work. So it was like we came up at a Royal, you know what I mean? Like, so Bruce was my coach there, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool though. All of it, me, Gino, all the Vidal brothers, like we all like this, you know what I'm saying? We might don't speak now, but we all come up in that same area. You know what I mean?
And they mentioned that. They mentioned when they first came out, Pop threw them to the wolves. Go to air. They come from Texas.
Yeah,
Pop say
yeah, yeah,
go to Royal
yeah,
Park. They say we had both of them on the show, and they
yeah,
both was like, "Yeah, a Royal Park." Good thing we got a lot of brothers. You want to
yeah,
go to Royal Park, right?
yeah, yeah,
And that's how they
yeah.
say they got introduced to the rec center whole thing, right? But what? So you said fourth grade, you was at Markham, then that's about 8, 9 years old. When did you get into the Oakland Bay roof scene and coming through with Allen Temple?
So I played Everett Jones first. So then, so I never played T-ball. I just played straight minors. So, how I started playing Babe Ruth was, so listen to this. You remember Marvin Thomas that got killed?
Yeah,
Keon.
Pac-Man.
All right, so MT, he was like, him and my cousin Joey was like best friend. So I used to always go watch Fudging games, you know what I'm saying? So we'd be at Greenman watching Fudge. I probably was like 6 at the time, you know what I'm saying? And they like played T-ball, but I played T-ball for a Royal, so we didn't know nothing about Babe Ruth, you know what I'm saying?
Going on at Greenman.
You know what I'm saying? All we do is know a Royal motherfucking park. So we see the games up there, right? So I just happened to one time a team was playing. I'm like, hey man, I want to play for y'all. They like, I'm probably like 7 years old. They like, yeah, man, well, we just starting this. So I was playing basketball with Tremaine, with the Skyline. And you remember actually his big cousin, what's the name? Donnie and
BJ.
And BJ, they played fudging too.
Right.
They played fudging too. So when I see them at Marv and Keon games, I'm like, hey man, BJ was older. You feel what I'm saying? So he played older than Keon and them. I want to play like, man, well, I'm starting a team, you know what I'm saying? You can play for me. That's how I got to. So as I'm playing Everett Jones, I started playing like I was probably the only one that made the All-Star team off the team. So we was 9 years old, me, JR, all of us, and we went and played in Broner Park, All-Stars. So Coach Sam like, nah, you coming over with me, you know what I'm saying? So the next year, that's how I got to Allen Temple. So on all the way from 10 all the way to 15, I played AT. Even when everybody switched over, JR, all of them switched over to Duvernay, and Coach Sam took him. He like, because Mr. Brooks was hiding. Like, he wasn't giving me, JR, like nobody, like, he wasn't giving none of us no burn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting Boston at 14 years old playing back catcher for Castlemont, and he got me on the bench, Allen Temple. So, and it's just like, and we like, so Sam was like, no, we going to Duvernay. But I don't know if you remember, it was Coach Burt. He actually had like trained, and he brought Jeremiah and Mark and all of them from Alameda, and a real good brother. So this was like our 15 year. He like, look, man, you stay AT. I promise you're gonna get the lights you want to. You know what I mean? They gone. They don't know the way of baseball. Some new. We coming in. We taking over. So that, and then Steve talked to me. You know, Steve was my high school
Big
coach.
Daddy. Hey,
you
Big
know
Daddy.
what I'm saying? So he like, man,
baby.
you playing with me or you going over there? I'm like, shit, I'm rocking with you, Steve. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like Coach Sam was kind of shocked at me because me and him been like all the, you know what I'm saying? And Eddie Abrams too, because I told him I was coming, but it worked out. They beat us, but I still was AT. You know what I mean? I just stayed with AT. So, we had been AT all our life. You know what I'm saying? But that.
Let's back up on some of the things you said, man. First of all, shout out to Rest in Peace, Marv. Rest in Peace, Marv.
Yeah.
Man. People don't know, man. Before our rival, man, Fudging and Powell was rivals, man. And I used to duke it out with Marv and Shamar and DJ all the time, right? Good dude, good system. As you come from Everett Jones, who basically when they started around that, they was a startup team, right? And then you go to Allen Temple, this farm system of teams, right? Where every level is gonna be an Allen Temple team. But now when you in that Allen Temple farm system, it's people you can look up to. You got Hootin at one level, Antoine Rollins, Jimmy Rollins, and all of them, right? When you went over there, like, did you have people when you were just watching baseball, like, hey, that motherfucker raw? I want to play with him. You already played with JR, who really
what's crazy. Right? This is what's crazy. I'm gonna tell you. I played JR. So me and JR, look, Coach Sam was like, the shit that people own now, like we batting practice, trainers, glove work. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like, you come over, one thing about it is you're gonna play. That's how I even got the playing Pop Warner football. We'll get into that too. Coach Sam was just like, hey, we're going this batting practice. So, I can hit like a motherfucker. So when I came from Everett Jones, excuse my language, I can hit like crazy. So when I came from Everett Jones, it was like, oh, you can hit. So when I came All-Star, I'm already batting third. So we like me, it's a little bunch of us. Me, Chuck Taylor, man, there's just a bunch of us, you know what I'm saying? So we like 10 years old. So then I came AT. Then they had moved it to the infirmary. Ken, you remember that when they moved to the infirmary part?
That was my 12-year-old year.
Yeah, exactly. I was 11 that year. That's when we won. We beat Kappa with Scoob and Nate.
Was Big Dame on that team? What about Big Dame? Was Big Dame on that team?
Big Dame, I can't remember, but I know
on Kappa.
Yeah, Kirk Morrison them, right?
Kirk Morrison.
No. It was the other Kappa. This is the Will Ash Kappa. Will Ash, Nate Durhamhammer, Eric Mitchell.
Kirk Morrison was on
the West Oakland
Kappa too. He was on the West Oakland Kappa. You know what I'm saying? So he was on Kappa too. You know what I'm saying? So but they had School. They had Nate.
David Spikner.
Yep. Johnny. Man, them boys was loaded over there. You know what I'm saying?
I think Rufus was on that team.
It was me, JR, Ferrari. It was a bunch of us. We come, man, we smashed them, man. I'm talking, we smashed them. Then the next year, so when I was with AT, no bullshit, I think every year except for my 14 year, we either won or lost in the championship. Like 11, we won. 12, we lost to Kappa. 13, we lost to Kappa. Then 15, we lost. So I might have 10. We won. It was just like every year. So I think I was like 2 wins and 3 losses. But every year, championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, right? Have any one of you guys ever seen a weak Allen Temple baseball team?
Never.
No, but they had Allen Temple too, though.
Yeah, but they was good too.
Yeah, they had Allen Temple too, but I'd never seen a weak AT team, you know what I'm saying? Like ever. But I remember I used to go watch Jim and Q when Q was on Fudging, you know what I'm saying? And I used to go watch them, Q being from the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? He from 73rd, went to Castlemont, you know what I mean? I just watched him with him and Jim back. But Jim was different, man. I remember watching Erica. You remember Erica?
I remember Erica.
I remember watching Erica. Yeah. I remember watching her. But Jim was just different, man. You know what I mean? Like everything. But I remember Twan too. But Jim, that dude was different, man. But it was a bunch of them that was different. Mikey Denard was different. You know what I'm saying? Like you had. I think you was on that team at Tech too. And what year you graduated? 98?
I was ineligible, but that was one of the best teams they had.
But I was a freshman because the Castle had wanted Steve wasn't the coach, he was assistant coach. They won it the year before, but that year, them boys 10-run ruled everybody, man. Everybody, the whole league.
And then the Oakland Babe Ruth All-Star team.
But that team was so different. Like Gene put together a hell of a team, right? Because people weren't coming there. And Gene had, it was Raymond was not a starter. Dion, Matt Cobb, and it was like.
I want y'all to know half that team was Spray Mart White Sox.
Yes, it was. It was. I remember all of them. I remember watching. I remember when, of course, Spray Mart turned to Pizza Hut. Then White Sox was the major team. You get what I'm saying? And we come to and watch, because like I said, I used to come watch Marv and Keon them, and they played against all them. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Denard, Mooney. It was so many of them. You know what I'm saying? I just remember those teams. And I remember Terrell, when he played Spray Mark at first, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Then I remember when Don them came up and Twan plays, but he wasn't starting, you know what I mean? He got a little run, but he wasn't starting, you know what I'm saying?
But the thing about them all-star teams you was making, right? And I remember, remember how good Babe Ruth was with them all-stars, right? When you talk about Scooby, JR, Chuck, we had Chuck on the show too. Shout out to Chuck. We had Big Chuck on here too, man. When y'all was going to different places and playing, right? How did they figure out this lineup or who was starting, man? Because y'all had a full fistful of stars on them teams.
Man, look. So every team I played on, you got to think, we lost 2 players at 15 and we won the World Series. We dominated. But we also got 2 good players from Alameda, Jeremiah and Mark, and then we got Noel. Like I said, actually 3. But when we lost Nate, we lost we lost Nate, we lost and Johnny. Them was 2 great players. You know, Nate hit everything. Him and Johnny hit everything. Like Will had them on, but bro, this shit was like, could nobody beat us? Like when we lost, we beat ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's either like, I know one time we went, it was more so like Will Ash. One thing I can say is he didn't always play the best players. He played his people before anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some of them teams, like when he ran, it's crazy because Sam had the same team or Eddie Abram had the same team, dominance. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he was going to play Roby, the left-hand boy. He could pitch like a muff, but he wasn't, you know what I mean? He was going to play him. You understand? And he's going to play a bunch of his other players. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, hey, man, like when time is time, you know what I mean? Eddie don't give a fuck. The best player's playing. Excuse me. Right. Eddie don't care. The best players is getting on that field. So, like, when we won, I think it was probably the most underrated player in Babe Ruth was Terrence Taylor. Man, this dude never struck out. You wasn't striking him out. He batted first everywhere. But people didn't know because you couldn't, you know, I was a pitcher too. You never getting TT, man. TT hitting everything. I promise you. Hey,
he gonna appreciate you saying that because he think he's underrated. He think people don't talk about him.
Man, T was a dog, man. T was a dog, man.
He think he underrated, Ken?
Yeah, TT be mad people don't talk about him. Like,
man, bro, listen.
He was like, bro, I went to Arizona. Like, what else? I made every all-star team, but like nobody really bring up his name. So now that Keith saying that he's gonna appreciate that.
Yeah, no. T, man, that's my dog too, man. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, bro, he was probably the most underrated because, you know, JR got the hype he needed when you think about it. Like even Derek Williams, he got the hype he needed. You know what I'm saying? But T was just like, every team he started on, he gonna start center field. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a strong arm, but he was batting first every team, even with Twan, Don, you know what I'm saying? Like JR, everybody. Every all-star team I played, Terrence Taylor led off.
Hey, let me ask you something. So when did hoop come involved in? Hold on, no, back. So you said something that I don't think too many of us knew. Football, right? When did football come into place with this? Was it Saints? Was it Dynamite?
No, actually, my first year I played Crusaders.
Okay.
No, like I said, we was all in the 70s. So Zarek, MT, all them, Howard, all them Paris, all them played. They all played Crusaders. So I went down there, Crusaders, my first year. Like I probably barely played. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had never played tackle, but I'm trying to. They had me playing probably D-line, bro.
Everybody started.
So then I came to this, bro. I came to the Saints D-line. So then, like my second year in Pee Wees, I started playing receiver. Then my junior year, my junior midget year, I played receiver and DN. Then my midget year, I played receiver. Me, Raymond, Dre Holmes, Aaron Early, Serge. Man, we was raw over there. I can't. It was so many more. Them just names I can remember off top. But y'all remember Ray. Ray played
Yeah,
baseball. His
yeah.
pops, his older brother. So,
Ray Cleveland.
So Ray Cleveland, exactly. So we played Saints. I played receiver and cornerback. Aaron played running back, and he was the other corner. Twan was younger. They was down. So, but I played 1 year junior midgets with Twan too. Then me and Twan played at the Castle together. You know what I'm saying? My senior year. So I played my my sophomore year, man. You know what I'm saying? We was so trash, bro.
Y'all lost to Oakland High.
Man, bro, listen. Look, we was so trash my sophomore year, right? Bro, we went out there and played and what was the team in Stockton? It was like a Catholic school. They was wrong. They had the boy that went to Miami, like top three
no.
receiver.
Willie
That was
Dixon.
called
Willie Dixon.
Willie Dixon.
Willie Dixon.
Man, bro, the shit was like 52 to nothing in the third quarter, right?
But they did tech the same way, though. They did tech the same way.
So they like, I might have had me and Twan, he was playing strong, I was playing free. I can't make this up. We might have made every tackle, right? So I'm like, Tweez, I ain't for this, man. You know, you got all these. I'm cool. It ain't no structure over here. Like they don't. So our senior year, we played again. They asked me to come play. That's when I played with Danielle Crane, and that's when we was ball. We did cool. You know what I'm saying? We won a few games. You know what I mean? We tied Mac. It was just like cool. You know, we beat Ohio. It was cool. That's how it played, but it wasn't really nothing. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, right? Because we did have a couple people on here, and all of the guys that we had Twan on here, and I asked them like, "Hey, Twan, what made y'all go to Castlemont?" Right? Like you got partners that going to all these different schools, Skyline, Tech. Keith, what made y'all go to Castlemont?
Look, so what's crazy is I started off at Fremont. Y'all didn't know that, right?
Hell no.
So listen to this. So when I came from Frick hooping and playing AAU ball, Clinton recruited me to come to. So I started playing summer. I played one game for Fremont football, JV. Mario, Gino, they was up there. I played JV. Me, we was over there. I just didn't like Fremont. I'm like, man, all my people at Castlemont, everybody I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting on the 40 every day to come to Fremont. I'm using my auntie address. She stay on 55th. I'm like, man, this shit ain't for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Clinton trying to talk me out of it because that's what I came for basketball. You know what I'm saying? And he just like, I'm like, man, Clinton, I got to go, man. I'm going to the Castle, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I felt home. You know what I'm saying? And Twan, of course, Twan was right there, you know? Yeah. Twan stayed right there. And then I didn't stay too far. I'm in the 70s, so it's like, shit, we walked right to Castlemont.
Hey, so at Castlemont, you become a 3-sport athlete? You played all 3 sports at Castlemont?
I played all 3 sports.
Hey, see, I didn't know none of this shit. See, that's why we do these.
Yeah. I didn't know he played football, but I knew he played baseball and basketball.
I knew the baseball and basketball, right? But even starting, what you said, you were starting freshman year, you were starting back catcher on varsity, right?
Yeah. Yes, I was. And what's the name? Play Allen Temple. His dad used to be there too. He won T. I can't even remember his name, man. I'm bad with names, bro. He played. Remember Castlemont in '97. They won. Joe Marr, of course. He played shortstop. Played Allen Temple too.
Oh, Tavares.
Yeah.
Tavares.
McIntyre. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look, man. So Steve was our coach. Yeah, I played VAR. I batted 5th. Man, that dude used to throw so hard, man. I'm catching that joint. But you know, that's why I made and what's crazy, bro, was I could have got to the lead off of back catching, but I took the scholarship to Southern, you know what I'm saying? For the hoop.
Dude, hold the fuck on.
Yeah, like, wait, what?
You thought the
See, a lot of people didn't know that.
You didn't know none of this shit, right? So not only was you 3-sport athlete, you actually had the grades to go get a scholarship.
Yeah, but you know me in high school, everybody know that. I took AP class. I was 4.0 student. See, a lot of people don't know this.
Nigga, none of us knew this.
Yeah, bro. I graduated with honors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wow.
AP courses, all this shit. So I had went on a black college tour. Me, Paul, Marigny, all of us. We went on a black college tour. So actually, Coach Drew, and it was crazy. He came and he put structure at Castlemont. You know what I'm saying? Just like the coach. Remember him, Ken? I know you. What was y'all coach at Ohio? The one came from Odell. The year y'all won OL.
Coach Vieira.
All right, so Drew was an assistant my junior year, yo senior, but he was the reason why all them other players came. Like we started off real good, then Larigo he blew it. Honestly,
no, I'm good friend. I'm very good friends with Rob Pico. He said Coach Drew is one of the best coaches he's ever played.
Man, bro, listen. When I say this, like everything was like structure. You know what I'm saying? Like under Larigo, it was just like, hey, go down, ball, pass it 3 times.
Give it to Paul.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got to remember, I was there before Paul. I played fresh. Look, I played JV 2 games. Then they moved me up the bar. So I played with Brian, Monte, all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was B backup. Like B was cold. You know what I'm saying? He was cold. So like, and then you got to remember when I got to the castle, Delonte was still there.
Right.
But of course, Larigo, you let Delonte walk away. You know what I'm saying? Delonte was a dog.
Hell yeah.
We had him on the show. You know
what I'm saying? He was a dog. When my freshman year I came, he was a Delonte. Hold on, let me forward this. Yeah, my freshman year, I came. Delonte, he just took me in like, little bro, yeah, bounce. He had the game. I'm like, damn, this dude nice. So when he went to Mac, he told me, he said, man, I'm out. I said, man, you leaving? He like, yeah, this nigga, like, basically like Larigo, man, ain't playing me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't playing me, playing Monte. He ain't playing me, and he was right. So he cut and went to Mac. That man went over there and balled out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wanted chip in there. And I always wondered, and that's one thing I always talked to Rod about, because y'all always had the talent. Y'all always had big men that was athletic. You had Jew, you had Kev Cockerham came through. Y'all always had enough talent to put fear in people, but it's just like, damn, what happened?
Listen, so Larigo was out in preseason, right? And Drew was the coach. Bro, we smacked Modesto Christian.
Yeah,
we beat them in the chip. Listen, bro, hear what I'm saying. We was like ranked like probably 3rd in Northern California, coming in the OAL. Larigo come back, they're just like, hey, he might do shit, no bullshit, bro. Excuse my language once again. He might do stuff like, hey, they told me you was on 77s today. You're not playing. I'm like, what? I got all these grades and yeah, they told me you was over there hanging out. You can't play basketball. Like, bro, this is all we got to look forward to. You know what I mean? So I'm like, so me and him had got into it behind that. A lot of people don't know. And I just walked off the court, bro, one time. I'm like, man, I'm cool, bro. You playing me because of my survival tactics, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm out here, what you talking about, bro? I'm out here trying to survive for myself. You know what I'm saying? You gonna feed me? You know what I mean? Like,
but your grades is good. So it's like,
my grades is good.
Yeah.
Hey,
my grades is good. I'm making every progress. You know what I mean? So I was supposed to leave my senior year and go back to Fremont. You know that, right? I was going to leave, but Drew came and talked to me, said, man, I'm coaching now. I'm the head coach. Stay. I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. I am not playing for this dude no more.
So what happened? That senior year, you balled out and Drew helped you get the scholarship to Southern?
Nope. Actually, Drew didn't help me. Look, so my uncle Michael was cool there. So we started sending them footage. You get what I'm saying? I already had an academic scholarship and a Joe Morgan scholarship for baseball. You get what I'm saying? So I was already good that way. I had 9,000 from the academic scholarship a semester, and the Joe Morgan was another 9. So, and then I had like little small scholarships. It was like, so altogether, bro, I might have been getting like 28 grand a month. So my uncle Michael was cool and he made some calls. So we started sending like footage in, and the dude just like, man, and I came out there, I did me, and I was just like, dang, he offered the scholar, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, man, that was big for me because And then I got out there and I didn't like it, bro. I came back.
I lived in Baton Rouge for 3
being
years.
Being in the boot. Being in the boot
Bro.
is a little different, right?
You either go,
Yeah,
it's
man,
either you
bro.
like it or you
It's
don't.
like-
It ain't no in between.
But we used to when I was at Southern, we used to go ball all the time at LSU. It was cool. It was just cool. It just was like, bro, that shit was like the hood. You got dudes getting. I'm way away from home. They come breaking and doing, bro. It was so bad. It got so bad out there. They had the pairs sitting at the front with the metal detectors because you had people coming on campus tying up student athletes, and it was, bro. It was just like I'm like, man.
Oh,
Then they
wow.
they broke into my dorm, stole all my shoes, all my clothes. Like, and I'm just like, I call my mom. I'm like, man. So she like, well, come to San Jose State. But me personally, I'm like, damn, I don't want to go back to Oakland. I'm trying to get to Atlanta and go to Clark because I already know from the rip, like Oakland, my downfall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, Oakland ain't good for me. You know what I mean? So it was just like, damn. I came back, went to San Jose State. Then I was there, and Coach Calhoun, they call me, what's his name at Calcado, called me. He like, man, I want you to play for me. I'm gonna get you the scholarship. I'm gonna get this. I'm telling him, like, nah, man, like nah, I'm a chill, man. I'm cool. That's really too. I already know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's too close to the hood, man. I can't go back there. So he got me to. Long story short, he got me to come back to play for Chabot. You know what I mean? I was hooping there, then I blew my knee, and it was over after that.
Hey, you waking my game up on a whole bunch of shit. I'm pretty sure waking Ken shit up too as well, right?
Know.
But let me back up to the OEL thing, right? You coming to the OEL, man, and you hooping. You said you played a little bit of AAU. What was that welcome to the OEL moment for you though? When you get there, it's like, oh shit, this hoop game is live. I can't wait till the next time you play them.
Man, look, we was playing Mac, right?
At Mac or Castlemont?
This was at Mac. We playing Mac. This is real. So we come to the thing, and we shooting. So it's this dude in the stairs. He like, hey. So it's me and B. Nigga like, hey, shoot that ball again, nigga. We gonna get on your ass. So I look at B. I'm like, you better shoot that motherfucker, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So B picked the ball up and shoot it. So we like, what's up? So we was just at Tissy of the game. They laughing. So as we playing, you know, they got monsters over there. They got Luke Mon. They got a Drill. They got Marcus Cole. They got Daryl Tucker. They got, man, them dudes loaded over there.
Everybody,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there. I'm looking. I'm feeling the atmosphere. I'm like, yeah, I'm on. I after the game, it was so real. I asked Larigo. I say, man, can I go back down to JV where I can ball, man? Because I don't like this. At the game, I say, man, look, Larigo. I went to. I say, man, look, it's cool, right? I said, you know, you come every team you used to playing. You know what I'm saying? I might get 6-7 minutes a game. You know, when B tired. You know what I'm saying? So I say, Larigo, man, can I go back down to JV, man? You know what I mean? Like, he like, no, you too good for those boys. No, you too good. I said, look, man, but I'm doing well. You can bring me up to varsity. You know what I'm saying? I want to shine, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
He like, look, you're gonna get more exposure right here than you will down there. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're a freshman, you know, you keep it, and it was just like, it was really, bro, for me, it was the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hoop. But if I knew the stuff I knew now, like training and, you know what I'm saying, I never had that. You know what I mean? Like, once I got to high school and Coach Samler, it wasn't no more structure. Like, that shit was done. You know what I'm saying? But that was my welcome to OEL, Mac House. Nothing like it, bro.
We talked to a few guys in Mac about that because they had the rumor of turn the lights off on people.
That wasn't no rumor.
That wasn't no rumor. But turn the lights off. But hold on. Before we solidified and made it to everybody, it was an urban myth that Mac gonna turn the light off and rush it, right?
Yeah.
Then we had everybody on here and they all verified that shit. I'm pretty sure the person that was told y'all don't shoot the ball could have been Truck.
That's what I was thinking.
Truck at the game, don't shoot that ball, youngster, right? So we talked about they had a squad. Mac was Mac, and they Mac had a real intimidation factor of it because back then the way you see people at Mac now, where you could be from anywhere and go to Mac, that shit didn't happen. It wasn't no East Oakland kids really going to Mac like that back then, right? You had to be adopted in. Hey, this little bro,
for sure.
This is my cousin from the bottom. Nobody touch him, right?
For sure,
you had to have that,
sure.
right? I thought that's what I used to think of Castlemont as well, though. I thought Castlemont, you had to like one no West Oakland dudes going to Castlemont like that back then, though, right? Like,
nah, the Castle was really like the deep East. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but you gotta think about this. You had Castle, man, was rough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. At one point in time, that shit was like real life rough, bro, because you had everybody like into it with each other. You know what I'm saying? So not only is you trying to go to school and play sports, but it's so much going on. You just like, damn. Then you got all these sobriety. It just seemed like everybody from Sobriety Park was big as hell. They come torture the school, and you just like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? But the Castle, it was real, you know what I mean? But like I said, we all from Oakland, man. So you know, it's all the same, bro. You know what I mean? Whether you're from the East, West, North, and then most of us know each other from playing Babe Ruth and you know what I mean, and basketball and Pop Warner football. So everybody is. By the time you get to high school, you familiar with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when I played St. Cyril's, like me, Lorenzo Alexander, Derek Williams, Maul from seminary. It was a bunch of it. Then you had Tim Pierce and Brandon Sanders. They played for the younger team. I don't know if y'all remember my cousin Bobby Kent, but he was probably like one of the best players that never like Bob would come drop you 35. Like he was a Paul in junior high, you know what I'm saying? Averaging 30 a game. But it just didn't like when we played St. Cyril's, so we already had played. You got to think, we already had played. St. Cyril's, that was like the best league to get us ready for high school because we played Joe C, we played Tonio Williams Parker, CG, Mondo, Omar, what's his name? Bakary, what's his name that went to
Altimer, Bakary.
Oh
yeah. He went to St. Joe's.
Exactly. Like
St. Liz. He went to St. Liz.
St. Liz. Yeah, we played all of them in all the talent was in that league. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it was like, bro, that league was real. But at the same time, we was over there balling too. Me, Renzo, Bob, like we was cold. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I think Big Jamie that went to De La Salle was in that league too. Because when I was at Head Royce, we would play St. Cyril's, we would play St. Lawrence O'Toole.
We played all them.
Yeah,
we played all them.
Hey, Keith,
we played all them, bro.
Right? So getting ready for high school, people coming in, people have a name, plan, and shit like that, right? Who you let back and was like, hey, man, dude kind of overrated right now. Why they gassing him up, man? Give me a couple that you might have played in the OEL that's like, hey, he kind of overrated?
In OEL?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. OEL was tough, bro. All the point guards was tough, bro. It was like, my freshman year, I don't really remember too many. You know what I'm saying? Well, I remember like Marquise and
Marcus Malone.
You had Marquise and you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You had Marquise and Marcus Malone. But then I remember a lot of people thought DeAndre was that dude was tough, bro. That went to Ohio. That little motherfucker was tough, man.
Andrews. Brandy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, he was tough, nice. Man.
Yeah.
So, but like, I can't remember really nobody just being overrated who was like, because LG, dog, all the dog, Paul, dog, Mondo, the best player to me though that didn't make was Keith Wheelwright, dog.
Dude, listen to me. Hey, listen to me, bro. Hey, bro, listen. This has been an argument forever, right? Because to me and Ken sit back, I say Keith, and I say, hey, Keith probably was the best person in the OEL back then.
Listen, bro, I played everywhere. We beat them. All right, so Claremont or Carter, they had squad down there. He went to Carter. We played them when I went to Frick. We was nice too. We beat them, lost to Renzo and them. We beat Renzo and them in a regular season. They beat us in the championship. So Will Wright, and I remember him at Bush Ride when I played a Royal. You know what I'm saying? Will Wright, man. Will Wright was so nice because he was 6'8", inside, outside, dribble it, shoot it. You know what I mean? He was unstoppable, bro. Will Wright was unstoppable, bro. Wasn't nothing. I'm gonna tell you this: if that Tech team would have had Will Wright with Mondo, Leon didn't even play on that team. They still went to state, but they would have had Will Wright, Mike Gates. That probably would have been the best team in OL. DeMarche, Deuce. Come on, bro. They had dogs over there,
so
bro.
Let me tell you something. We had Deuce on here, right? And I'm not sure if it was Deuce or Paul, right? And they was like, we talk about hoopers, and they like, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Keith, I can't think of who they say you locked up that had a name, but they like, hey, Keith held him to like 6 points, put the D on him. And I'm like,
CG.
yeah.
CG, that's who it was. It was CG.
It was CG, right?
That's who it was.
Paul said you locked up CG.
I was getting in his head.
I was about to say, what was the mental when you went into that game?
You know, me and CG, we like that was another situation. Like I had to tell him one time because you know they from West Oakland. I said, look, bro, you ain't the only nigga from the streets, dog. I said, look, you gotta be humble because you do all that shit in West Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And you got to come play in these regular. You come to EOYDC, you come to Brookfield, you know what I'm saying? You come to Tassa. This is all East Oakland territory, you know what I mean?
East Lake,
so I just told him like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? But like, we used to always go into it, but CG, my dog, we became cool, you know what I'm saying, over the years, but we used to go at it, me and CG, we used to go at it. But the hardest dude to guard to me was Mondo, man. Mondo, he was just like, he was different. He was different, bro. That was the hardest. You know, I guarded all of them from not really end day because he was young, you know what I'm saying, his game developed so good. But I guarded all of them from Williams Parker to I'm talking about from Marquise to I've guarded all of them. That dude Mondo, man, he was something different, man.
Mondo
man.
was nice. And we had I don't know if you know Deshaun Freeman. He's in that around that frame too. He went to St. Mary's.
Yeah. Deshaun Freeman was dope too. I played top 50 with Deshaun, you know what I mean? He went to St. Mary's, him and the other boy that could shoot real good. They was the backcourt. I forget his name.
John
Sharper. Yeah, but John Sharper. Yeah, Deshaun was dope. He was dope. Lefty.
Yeah.
So we had a list. We had a list for we named this list. Can't help me out. It was the top 15.
Top 25.
Top 25. Top 25 Bay Area Hoopers from 1995 to 2005, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And Mondo name was not on the list, right? Mondo name was not on the list. Quentin Q wasn't on the list. Quentin,
but I think we admit that we probably should have had Quentin on there.
You should have had Q.
Should we have Q over Mondo though?
Man, when we had Q on the show and he just started going over his accolades, I was like,
bro, listen.
Yeah.
Bro, look, Q, you got well, they both started as freshmen. So I remember when Q was there, but Mondo was just like, I think what put Q over Mondo as far as like his height. You get what I'm saying? His height. If Mondo, bro, he was so nice. He had everything. Like a lot of people he had mid-range, 3, drive. You know what I mean? Like Mondo was just like he was nice. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? But Mondo was nice. He was the hardest. I guarded all of them, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker was tough right there, man. He was tough, bro. He was tough.
That whole era was tough.
That whole
era.
It was like
it was no days off.
Williams was no days off. No games. No game. Then a lot of people slept on CP, Corey Patterson.
No, I don't sleep on CP.
I slept on CP.
CP was called. I don't sleep on CP.
But I slept on CP because it was like the Jermaine aspect. I thought they was like it was CP, less CP, less and Jermaine. I think R slept on for Fremont.
Yeah,
but it was like
I don't sleep on
something
Corey.
about the game. That
bro. See, listen,
Corey
CP,
and Joe Mack, them dudes.
Yeah,
underrated.
Joe Mack underrated for sure too, bro. With CP, he was just so calm and quiet. He come light you up for 25, and you ain't even know it, man. You know what I mean?
That nigga, you know, back in the day, when niggas wasn't dunking like that. So that nigga slapped on me. And it just hit me on the butt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long night, Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Hey, here go another question. Hey, let me ask you this question real quick, Keith. You get to pick your starting five, Castlemont, all Castlemont alumni. Your starting five to go take with you to go hoop against any other team starting five. Who you taking with you?
Can I include Delonte in there? Because he was Castlemont.
You can even go Jay
anybody
Ryder.
you play with. Anybody you play with.
But don't forget Jay Ryder.
I can't remember. I never. Jay was more like a bully. I never really played with Jay. I played with him, and Jay coming to get me for sure. Jay, no, he gonna say, man, if anything, I'm going with Keith. He got that heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He ain't. That was my dog though. But I can't really say I'm going Delonte, Paul. I gotta go with my dog Rod Piku, man, because Rod he just got fighting. You know, Rod ain't going out to, you know what I mean? You need that. I'm going Ben Hill, score bucket getter. That's my brother. I gotta go Ben.
Everybody loves
bucket
Ben
getter.
Hill.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your five right there.
Yep.
That's your five. And yourself, right?
Yep.
And yourself.
Yep. And myself.
Can I put together my council, my five, Ken?
I thought you was gonna say Tech. I'm like, come on, man. Ain't even fair.
I'm gonna put together my council, my five, right? So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Ryder on my five. I'm gonna put Jay Ryder. I gotta put Jay Ryder on my five. And if he can take Delonte, that means I can bring Kev Cockerham back on my squad too, right? So I bring Kev on my squad too. Ken, you got to do our post and like you normally do. I got to put Kev on my five. The kid, CG, Chris Green. Ain't Chris Green from Castlemont?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you probably want Chris Oakes though.
I want both.
Okay.
Ain't too many people I can go. I want both. And he took Ben Hill. Like Ben was a guy, though. Ben was a guy. Since he took Ben Hill, I'm gonna go Wallace. I go Brian. I mean I go
both.
No, you went with Brian. I like Wallace over Brian though. I played with Wallace at King of States and shit. I like Wallace over Brian. So you can go B. You can go B. I'm gonna go Wallace, right?
How far are we going back? How far are we going back?
Man, it's done. The list is done. Oh, you got to do yours?
Yeah, how far are we going back? I got some OGs.
You can't go get your dad.
Yeah, see, man, I don't know all this, man. You know
Ken's trying to go get his dad, Ken.
I'm about to go get Stanley Cornelius' dad.
Fred
Morris,
I went to
Cliff
96.
Robinson. Cliff Robinson played in the league.
96, right? Hey,
all right. So I'm gonna go. What's Tongan dude name went to DVC? He played point guard. Mike Matangi or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mike.
Came
from Long Beach. Damn, y'all took everybody. I'm gonna go Mike.
You took everybody. You leave your list out.
No, I'm gonna go Marquez. I'm gonna go Marquez at the five.
Big Quez
at the five. So I got the big in the I'm gonna go. Now I can't think. I got Quez. I got Mike. I'm gonna go. Shit. Give me what was his name? Jason Jones. That fucker was hella athletic.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. You might gotta go
Jason.
You might gotta go get Rashida now, Maisa Jones.
No, look, Jay.
He was athletic as
so much
fuck.
bounce. He just. That
was it. He wasn't a tough guard, but he just was athletic as fuck. If you didn't box him out, he would go get it.
Okay, so Ken, this when you put together our list. This is who we got.
Who you got?
Keith got himself. I can't beat his team, but it's just good.
Write it down and text it to me later.
I got it written down, but it's him, it's Paul, it's Ben Hill,
ain't nobody
Rob Pico, and Delonte.
Ain't nobody beating that.
I don't know. I think I might got the bully squad though. I got Jay Ryder. I got Chris
That
and Chris Green.
That shit Jay Ryder doing only work on certain motherfuckers, man. That shit don't work on me, man.
Yeah, this is OAL versus OAL. Some of that shit we ain't playing with the mister.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Jay. So one day I told this story when Jay was on too, man. Hey, we had Jay and Kev Cockerham hooping for some money, right? Jay older than Kev though, so you know Kev is way to me at the time. Jay older, he's shooting dice all day, knees fucked up, right? So Kev, you just go buy him, Kev. Man, Jay Ryder post Kev up, nigga, for 21 straight points, and I'm like, bruh, Kev.
I know. Me and Jay were just talking about that. We were just talking about that story when I was in Arizona.
Oh,
me and
real?
Jay was talking about that. Jay, that's what Jay do. Listen, Jay played Paul for the money. He fouled Paul so much. We was sitting over there. We on the sideline rolling, man. Paul still kicked his ass, man. You know, Paul at Brickfield, Paul was unguardable in Midnight League. Just period, bro. Like, bro, he come over half court pull. Wow. And you just looking like, go check the stats. Paul Marigny, 83.
Hey, remember this shit,
like,
Keith, remember this shit?
Yeah. Yeah. He did the dirty bird. Hey, bro, look, he dropped 4. We got spanked against Fremont, right? Paul dropped 40, 1 3-pointer. I'm like, all mid-range layups. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? He dropped 40.
Hey, let me ask you this, because you still talk to Paul, right? And knowing Paul and from the Castlemont all the way back into these days right now, right? And I just saw him just posting more highlights now, right?
Game winner.
Did you know he'll still be this good and approaching 40 years old right now? Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I told him, you know, because he was reaching out when I was down. So my boy Neil we had called him on 3-way, and he was just telling me whatever I need. But I just, you know, he always send me like good words, and he always talked to me, you know. And he just like, man, Paul was my dog. You know, me and Paul was like, we used to hang out every day at the castle, you know what I'm saying? And that was, but Paul, he just loved basketball. Like I remember when he was at Hayward High and they was kind of hiring behind David Bill and like you seen his potential. Even like when we played him in other little time before he came to Castle, I'm like, who is this dude right here? He's nice, you know what I'm saying? But see, actually, I remember Paul Paul played Allen Temple too.
Didn't know that at all. No.
Y'all didn't know that, huh? Remember when we had the blue uniforms? No, he didn't. He ain't gonna tell you that. Remember we had the blue. When he got the majors, he played Allen Temple too. Remember we had the blue uniforms with the yellow writing? Oh, Allen Temple. Yeah. You remember that when you played Spray Mart?
Yeah.
The Royal, when the games used to be at a Royal Park. Yeah. All right, Paul played Allen Temple with JR and all them. Ask him, he'll tell you. He ain't tell you all that, huh?
Hell
no.
He
played Allen Temple though. He played Allen Temple.
Wow, did not know that, bro. Did not know that. Did not see.
Yeah, so I'm remembering back then, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, Paul was different, bro. He was different. I was surprised. Like that was one. Like I was surprised. I thought he was gonna really make the league. You know what I'm saying? Like he was different. He was different.
He told us this story.
But I thought Ende was gonna make it too. You know what I mean?
I definitely thought Ende was gonna make it. He shouldn't have went to Cal though.
That was bad for him. Yeah. I think it was bad for Leon too.
Think so? Think he should have went?
And it was bad for Ivan Rapp. I don't think that was a good move for him either.
Definitely
even though he made it to the league. Like Cal, this ain't the football. You know what I mean? It was good football for all the football players. You know what I mean? That was cool. You know what I'm saying? When you had Tefford there, but it was just bad for a move for all of them. You know what I mean? It was just a bad move, man. I don't know. I wouldn't have went there.
Cal never let you go up and down. And we from the OAL, you got to go up and down. We don't do all that. We can play half court. We are smart, but that's just not our style. Like Ende should have went to, like he said, like Florida, because he said Billy Donovan was at the school, or Arizona, but he said I think he said Shakur, I think Mustafa Shakur, one of them guys, committed right before him.
What about
Yeah,
Damn,
I played with
I liked
Sean Adams. I had played with him. We played a couple like tournaments together and went to a couple camps together, and we just always ended up on the same teams. But it was a bunch of them that was down there. Ariza,
they was all on the same team.
All the same high
was
school.
all on Westchester.
Same high school. Okay.
Hassan Adams went to he went to damn, what's the name of it? It's like a Catholic school. Damn, I forget the name of it. Before he went to Westchester, he transferred Westchester his junior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That's how they beat Tech. They started getting transfers in. That's how
Bro,
they
I
got
saw
there.
I saw the warm ups. I'm like, God damn.
Like that's how they.
Yeah,
That's
they
how
had
they got
dog.
Tech.
They that year 2002 they beat Tech. They whole squad went D1. Even listen,
Yeah.
I was at San Jose State with the first two players off the bench. So
Yeah,
the
they had like
first
7 or
7
8.
people got
Yeah.
the first 7 or 8 people got. You got to think they had Brandon Bowman, Hassan Adams. They had the other boy, the other point guard. So they had 2 players that went to Georgetown. The other one, Santi Cook, went to Georgetown. The other one, and Brandon Bowman went to Georgetown. Adams went Arizona.
Ariza.
Ariza, he started. He went UCLA, but he was a junior that year. Then the other one, he went to San Diego State and started for them.
It's crazy.
Damn, Tech.
And they barely beat Tech. It wasn't even a blowout. And then in one of the years, I can't remember if it was the first year or the second year. One of the years, I think Leon got like 3 fouls, and it was kind of ticky tack. But he got like 3 fouls in like the first half. You know, you got a city, and they still barely beat Tech.
They remember they played them back to back both years, 02, 03.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if it was the first game or the second game that he got.
It was 02, 03. It wasn't so. It was after DeMarche left. It was after
because
DeMarche
01 DeMarche
Marche
senior
didn't
year,
even play the senior year.
Right.
Marche
they lost
didn't even play the
DeLon.
senior year.
Yeah.
You feel me? Marche didn't play. So remember, 01 was my senior year.
Right.
We beat them the first game in OAL at the Henry J. Then they came back and beat us in overtime the second game. They beat us both times. But Drew had it so, like, and Rod gave Leon hell that game. Like, gave him hell. Like, both games, you know what I mean? Like, Drew had a plan. He said, we're not going to put you on Mondo this game. He said, we're going to put you on Q. He was just like, we're going to put you on Q. But Q was only a freshman that game, you know what I mean? Q ran the floor because you had Q, Deuce, Mondo, Leon, and I forget who else
Theo
was
there?
starting.
Was it Theo?
No, I think it was Nick Bullock. Was it
Nick Bullock was that's exactly who was starting. He was starting at so you had them, but we beat them the first game in the Henry J.
Mm.
Who was on your team that year? 01.
Starting it was me, Dame. What's Dame last name? Dame played for me with Chabot too. Dame, Jerome, Rod. No, I'm sorry. Jerome came off the bench. Chris Green, and Man was starting 5.
That's what's up. Hey, damn! I didn't know Casamon was that good in hoop in that era. 01, yeah.
That was 01. Drew was the coach. We went to the playoffs that year. We went down there and lost to Jesuit. We lost to Jesuit in the playoffs.
Jesuit from Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey Keith, let me turn the page on you and talk and ask this question, right? So we talked earlier. We talked about you had Mooney on here. I mean, you brought Mooney name up. We got T-Tone. You know, remember T-Tone, and we had a couple of people that you see that come to the OEL and have all this talent. I come to Oakland, I'm sorry, and have all this talent, and then just make a wrong turn and end up catching these long stretches and be locked up, right? We understand you just came your situation, man. What is it like being back and getting that second chance and being a father that you are right now, man?
Man, you know, the worst thing is like putting your kids through that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm real hands-on with my kids. Like my oldest daughter stayed with me. You know, before me and then I had my son, and my son was 2 months. He was just born. So it's like, and that shit, I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like that part right there, it just makes you want to change. You know, like a lot of us, like a lot of people don't even know this. Like when I was like in the 5th grade, like, I used to be on my own. My mom was in jail. My dad gone for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta fend for yourself. So that's how me and my grandma took me in. You know what I mean? So it's like we grew up over here. Then now my grandma stayed way over here in San Leandro. So so it's just like you running away from that situation, and you want better for yourself and you know better, but it's like just what you come out to. You know what I'm saying? So we had to deal with so much. It's so much other than the sports aspect that us, and this is pretty much in every urban neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like the killings, the drug dealing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, I don't know, some of us come up on real poverty, bro. You know what I mean? Like my pops made it good for us, but after that, it was just like, damn, you know what I mean? He been gone since 31 years now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's like you fend for yourself, and it turns you into a dog eat dog world. So I just try to teach my kids, like even my girls, you know, what I tell them is you always want to be a woman that that wants a woman or a man around, don't need them. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Meaning
Absolutely.
that you got your own. You know what I mean? So I instill the work ethic. You know what I mean? I push them. I buy them whatever they want as long as they doing right, to show them so they're never surprised or shocked by anything. You know what I'm saying? And my son, I just asked him like, "What you want to play?" So I mean, he like, now he 5, so he like, I want to play basketball. So I'm like,
Right.
all right, you sure? He like, yeah. So I just I just DM KP like, hey, I need you to train my, you know what I mean? I want to get him all the way right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like he want to play football too, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put him out somewhere else, because just the situation of Oakland politics now and all this new gang stuff that's going on, like the stuff that just happened with Chewy at Dynamite. He built so hard to build that program up, you know, and some foolish like that happened at the game. Then you got to think about the situation that happened when I was down. You know what I mean? Hold on. When I was down, oh man, hold on. When I was down and with the other guy and Rube getting killed, you know, all these just
Right.
but you don't want to put your kids in that environment. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather my son go out here, not be so good. We can get the fundamentals anywhere. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then lessen the, you know what I mean? You want them to play with the culture,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's
It's
like,
different.
dang,
It's
it's
different.
different. You know what I mean?
I struggle with that myself, son and daughter. You know, my son been private school his whole life, right? And it's like what we
Yeah,
talked about earlier. The reason he is playing with people in the neighborhood, Dynamite, Seminoles, whatever, is because
yeah,
when you grow up knowing everybody like that, regardless whether you went through private school or not, you bump into people when you get older. Oh, that's my partner, that's my brother. We've been playing.
yeah,
I've been knowing
exactly.
him since he was 5. That's why I keep him in that, right? But I know,
Yeah,
and thing is, some of the people that you play with, you probably would never go to school with. You never do all this shit. So I need you to
yeah,
know your
yeah,
culture, right? But it's like you said, with all the politics and all of that stuff going down, you want to make sure you making smart decisions, right? It is like it's a little
yeah,
different for me. I don't have no street issues going on, no politics and whatnot,
yeah.
but I know how things happen. We had a couple people on the show, and I asked them, "Do Oakland? What's the word I say? Can do Oakland not protect their young athletes?" Right? It's like some neighborhoods. If let's say a Mondo, for example, if Mondo as raw as he is, or Keith, for example, as raw as he is, man, them OGs wouldn't let them touch the block. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can touch the block, right? But in
Yeah,
some of it's like, hey, man, come throw this on. You representing this because when you go ball, throw 700 up because we gonna be in the stands for you, right? Not knowing when
yeah,
he's throwing 700 up and he got 1,000 people in the stands, the scouts looking at him like, yeah, he's one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
yeah,
think we're
yeah,
not cultivating that as much, man. So definitely
yeah.
congratulations on getting that other opportunity to be with your kids, man. That's
Yeah,
big,
yeah,
man.
for sure. I just think it's basically it's always been the stigma of Oakland. We've always had the talent in everything we do. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. But when you think about it, just think about all the great players in the OAL until really Leon that didn't make it.
Right.
You get
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
that's
And
that's
you
why we
had
got the
people,
podcast. That's why we
Yeah.
got the
the
podcast, right? For
Larry
that right
Guess, and you
there.
just think about a person like LG, 6'5", handle the rock, shoot, unstoppable. One state. Just think about this. Fremont won state in '99, bro, and not one person got a basketball D1 scholarship, bro.
Got a scholarship, right?
And beat a team with like 6 of them.
And we asked Marshawn before. We said, "Hey, what was the reason OEL players wasn't getting recruited back then? Was it the fact that coaches were scared to come in the gym? Was it the fact that OEL, we playing fast paced, in your face, talking shit basketball because that's Oakland. That's Oakland. And did Coach McGavick with all of his players trying to change that a little bit? Because Coach McGavick was hard too. He was hard, right? But did they kind of change that? But you're right. The stigma on Oakland is we gonna be on some shit. We gonna fuck some shit up. Even if we get there, do we know how to stay there? In which we saw a lot of people get scholarships in football from MAC or whatever. They was back the next year because they was doing some fucked up shit. Shout out my guy Mario. Mario, he talked about his thing when he went to Texas on a scholarship. He didn't know what the fuck to do there, so he doing some Oakland shit, right? I'm fucking around, right? So I think we don't know how to do that as much. And now, like, shout out to Chewy, man. That's my little cousin. It's my first time. This is my first year with the Dynamites in my last year. And now I'm seeing all the shit that he got to deal with, right? Putting that shit together. It's hard to deal with that type of shit, man.
For sure.
And I'm not the head coach this year. And this is my easiest year because I don't have to deal with none of this shit, So I appreciate you bringing that up too, man. And just understanding like the politics that Oakland is fucked up with, man. How do something like that get changed though, Keith? How do you think we could change something like that? Like, or is it unchangeable?
Bro. Honestly, it's gone. Like it's too far because it's like even when I was in there, you telling the youngsters something, man, and it just going one in right out the other one. You get what I'm saying? Like they actually think it's cool to catch. You know what I mean? That's like cool to them now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, I got this, I got that, and it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, but my thing always been like, how do we protect our youth? You get what I'm saying? Because when stuff becomes senseless, like what happened at the Dynamites and all this and all, like you bringing outside problems. Like, how do we protect our youth? You get what I'm saying? It's certain stuff that's supposed to be off limits, man.
Absolutely, right.
Well, that's
what
I mean, I'm so far removed from the streets, I don't even know if can talk on this subject, but I feel like back in the day there were rules and something like that, like we self-policed our community. So somebody coming into a youth football game, start shooting up the game, they gonna have consequences back in the streets. I don't think we're self-policing anymore. And like you said, now it's cool to do shit like that. Back in the day, while Oakland has always had its shit, I never felt unsafe in a sports environment.
Right. But I think, Ken, and something of what Keith's saying, like some shit should have been off limits. Some shit should have been, we should have gave passes on, right? I had a guy in one of my classes, right? I teach classes, Keith. I had a guy in one of my classes, one of your friends, right? One of your friends, and I'll tell you who it is after we start recording. I'm gonna put his name on here. And he didn't know how real the situation was. And it's my dog. And he didn't know how real his situation was until it happened to him, right? And I think that'd be a lot of people break down in tears, right? And to see your partner break down in tears like that, you realize they understand that shit. And I think with these kids, because I worked in a prison system helping people try to come home from prisons, and I see the youth that get there when they're 19, and they think it's some juvenile shit. They think like, hey, bro, I'm going home in 5 years, until they realize you ain't never going home, right? And I think so many people don't talk about the you ain't never going home aspect of it to help them understand.
Or what that really fucking means.
What it looks like, right? So I think like when we talk about can Oakland have it gone too far, I believe it gone too far as well. And my thing is, if it's gone too far, leave it at that. Like you said, protect the youth. Make some shit off limits. Football games off limits, baseball games, basketball games off limits, right? And that's what I would love to see it, because if you make your choice, don't mean I have to be involved in your choice. If you choose to do it, take that shit away from me, right? So I just want to commend you on saying that, and hopefully we could have more people that can come out and understand this type of thing, man.
Bro, go ahead, not to cut you off. You know what's crazy is, like, I had went to a bunch of people and I was just like, hey, look, we need to find a way to do something if we all got to donate to give these youth the chance. And it's like, it ain't many people like that. It's many people they'll give, but they won't stand on the front line for what they believe in. And what I mean by that is like, hey, this ain't cool. Like actually speaking up because they into fear. But I just feel like if you can get their attention, then they'll listen. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause certain parts of this been going on for so long, it ain't gonna never change. But the ones you can grab, you got to grab hold of them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Just don't and you got a lot of people who like, oh, they too far gone. I ain't gonna. If it's 10 of them and you can get 2 attention, you did a better job.
You did a good job.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You did a good job. You don't mean you gotta get all 10. If 8 of them go do what they do and you grab 1, you made a difference. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But just think about if out of 100 you can get 15 of them. Man, you made a difference. You know what I'm saying? And people they too quick to give up.
Absolutely. Hey, so correct me. Is this a myth or not, man? Because I heard you did the philanthropy type shit back not too long ago before Chewy took over the Dynamite. Man, did you buy the organization uniforms?
No, I helped.
You helped.
I helped.
Okay.
Yeah, like I do random shit like Fab post something. I just for the kids, I sell him $2,500. You know what I mean? He'll put it on there. I tell him, bro, don't put it on there. I'm not looking for no praise. You know what I mean? This is how I get my blessings. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I stay doing stuff for the youth, man. You know what I mean? Like I stay pretty much there. All my friends that's in jail, gone. I look out for all their kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes it get overwhelming, but it's like, man, I've been fortunate. So I'm gonna give back to my people. You know what I'm saying? And me and my daughter, my oldest daughter, she was like, Dad, I don't understand why she was like, don't let these people use you. She was like, they was survive, they was making it when you was in down. I said, no, they were struggling. It's a difference. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I told her, I said, look, we don't worry about getting even or what it is. So we just give because that's who we is. You know what I'm saying? We can make a difference. We're gonna make a difference and leave it at that. I said if they doing it out of ill, you know what I mean, ill wit, then that's on them. They gotta take that up with God. You know what I'm saying? He gonna punish them. You know what I'm saying? But we doing it out of genuineness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out pureness, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's cool, that's cool with me. Like I said, man, I was just telling my man Drew, he's from San Jose, but he's the one ahead of his squad.
I know Drew. Shout out to Drew.
So
Drew Deasy.
That's Drew Deasy. That's my guy. And I just told him, I said, bro, like we talk all the time. I didn't even been a few of their games. And it's like, I text him and I just say, bro, man, what you doing for the youth, bro, is great. You know what I'm saying? We need more like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, me personally, I want to come to Dynamite games and this and that and this, but it's just like, bro, I be scared of the politics, bro. I know these dudes these days, they don't think.
Right.
Everybody reacts off emotion. You get what I'm saying? So, it's a temporary situation that's going to cost you a lifetime of pain. You know what I'm saying? A temporary split-second decision. So it's like, I just take myself away. Like, I don't go out in Oakland. Like, if you see me, people see me, they be like, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, bro, I'm just here to support. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, it's so much going on that nothing's is off limit to these dudes. Like, back in the day, you see somebody you don't like at a game.
After the game.
When we was playing and coming up, the OGs would have been like, they would have looked in the stand, like, all right, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. It might have been a fight at most.
Right.
As far as shooting with these youth around and doing all this crazy stuff, bro, come on, that's like a ultimate no.
The most I've seen, like you said, the most I've ever seen is a fist fight, and it's like outside the game, after the game, nothing like in the scope of the game. I've never.
Yeah.
Even that Greenman, they'll be at the Village, but they never spilled over to Greenman.
Yeah, exactly. But you had both villages. You had two of the worst neighborhoods in Oakland history right there.
Right.
Right.
65th and 69th. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So and then you got you had 71st right there.
Yeah,
It's like and nothing never happened at Greenman.
Nothing
Greenman was a
happened
safe haven. Greenman was a safe haven, bro.
Man.
We knew, everybody knew. Your moms and dads go drop your 8-year-old son off and come back in 3 hours and
After work. Go work an 8-hour shift and come back and get you.
Yeah, it was a family environment, bro.
Take the nacho
My mama
money.
used to
Take the
drop me
nacho
off in the
money.
morning. I watched the morning games until it was time to play. And I got my
That's how I know
baseball bat.
everybody. That's how I know everybody.
I'm sitting there all day. Exactly. We sitting there all day watching everybody play. Like, oh yeah, we gonna beat them. We gonna dog them.
Absolutely.
You know, we talking mess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get a game
like,
of dome.
we talking mess. You know what I mean? Lo, it's crazy because I can remember all the umpire. I remember you, all of y'all umpiring the games, and y'all go play. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was older. Like that's crazy, bro. And it's crazy. But I remember Atari played with you for Pal, right?
Atari, yep.
Yeah, Atari played with you. Yeah. With Jackie, because Jackie was a coach.
Let me
right?
ask you this. I know you brought up wanting to go to Atlanta and go to Clark, and you went and you blew your knee out your boat. Did you still end up going to Atlanta to go to Clark and go to school, or?
No, I didn't. I ended up in Atlanta because I wanted to get away from Oakland, bro. Okay. Honestly. So it was just like when I first moved to Atlanta, I was just like, I hate this place. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, Atlanta? Man, bro. Yeah, because it was just like, so you got to think, I first went to Atlanta in 2003.
Oh, so you in Atlanta while BMF is rocking in Atlanta still?
I don't want to get on that story. Man, that's another story.
We talk about that story another time. I know the story. We talk about that's
another story. But long story short, I hated it at first. I was just like, man, this is different now. At the time, like, this is slow. You know what I mean? Got a bunch of pretty women, man, but it's slow. I come from Oakland. You like, man, I miss. I'm still young. I miss the side shows. I miss my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like, cool. But you never know that because we be stuck in a circle or stuck in a box until we get outside and look outside in, like, and see other people doing positive, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and you like, damn, I've been lost this whole time in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? It actually gives you a different outlook. Like, and you got to think, wasn't many people doing it unless they was going to school. But now it's like a fad. Everybody go everywhere. Everybody getting their teeth done. All the girls getting their body. So you got to think of the culture back then. It's like you might be one of many that's stepping outside the box. You know what I'm saying? But no, I never went to Clark.
Okay. Hey, you know what? And that's something, like, my daughter lives in Georgia now. She goes to school called Agnes Scott. It's in Decatur, Georgia. It's an all-girl school, right? And I tell my kids all the time, man, y'all can't go to college out here. Y'all can't go to college in California. I need y'all to go see some stuff, right? To wake y'all game up. And I know whenever you go see some stuff, this will give my eye open. I went to Arizona first. Then I went to Texas, Houston, Texas, and I went to Missouri. Me and Ken went to Missouri. Seeing different cultures outside of Oakland, it was like, hey, everybody's doing the stupid shit right now.
But back
then it was like,
hey, they wasn't doing it.
Live. You don't have to look over your shoulder. And I was like, hey, if I didn't have a son when I came out here to visit, I would have never came back to Oakland. Like, now I'm back and I'm giving to the youth and I'm doing these different things. But it's like, to see, I tell my kids, go out and see different things. You can always come back if you want to, which is what we all do. We all do. You can always come back, but go see it. Sometimes you might not want to come back, man. So understanding that was what I want the youth to understand, man. It's more than it's more than Oakland when you get outside.
Man, bro, you know what's even crazy about that, bro? I'm gonna tell you this. Like, when you get to certain places, like I said, everything is a fad now. But like, actually, like, even when I was at Southern, like, you talking to people, they're like, yeah, I never left Washington, D.C. or the surrounding areas. I never left the boroughs. Right. I never left down south. So it's not only us. It's because you got to think a lot of people don't really have the funds to do so. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, it becomes so hard to do. But now it's just like, everybody going everywhere. I was just telling my daughter that because, she was at Holy Names. So I'm just like, so she was going to Clark. We had it set up, but the pandemic came, and then they put school on hold and all this. So when it came back, she was doing Zoom as. So I just told her today, like, she got a great paying job. I'm like, look, this ain't the goal though.
Okay.
The goal is
your daughter
to
graduated high school already?
Yeah, I got 2 daughters. My oldest daughter is 20.
Okay, she graduated Holy Name.
She graduated from San Leandro High.
Okay.
So when I was out, she was going to Freedom in Oakland.
Okay.
So then she went to she finished at San Leandro High, but it was when the pandemic kicked off. So it was no graduation. She went to Holy Name. She's doing Zoom. So I just told her today, like, she's been off for like a year now. I said, look, she's working. She stayed with me though. I just told her, I said, look, this ain't the end game. We're going to get education. So I said, you figure out what you want to do, and which way you want to go, and that's why we about to push. So this one coming up, fall semester, you better be somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, and my other daughter, she just like my 16-year-old, man. She's already like, she in 11. She called me today. Dad, I'm the only junior in all my AP classes, all seniors. I'm like, yeah, she just like she don't even talk about like probably the best regular school she talk about is like LSU. She talk about the
Ivy
you know
League,
what I mean? Like
she
Ivy League school. She want to go. She know them all. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I was like, she be telling me where they at. I'm like, dang, I didn't know this was in Pennsylvania. I didn't know this was here, the Drexels, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like she know where they all at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey,
she like, yeah, and I'm just like,
hey, do you think that's some genetics though? Like you AP classes 4.0, and now your daughter AP classes, all that.
Because she says, she be like, I ain't get it from my mom. And I be like, man, and she just like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't hold on.
I'll be saying the same shit, Lo.
Hold on, kid. Hold on. Her mom might see this episode. We don't want you to bowl down that
lane. No. She know it's all funny games.
Okay.
Like, we joke and stuff. Like, just like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, she like, man, my daughter, man, she probably, out of all my kids, she's like a people person. She can go anywhere, and her best friend is from Florida, and the family like moved out here because her uncle played for the Raiders at the time and all this and all that. And she went down there and she's like, Dad, can I go down there for the summer? I sent her down there for the week. And they text back like, oh, your daughter is just so amazing. Like, she's a real, like, she go anywhere and she changes the room. You know what I'm saying? That's my middle daughter.
Man. That's a great thing, man.
Hey,
how many daughters you got? Two?
I got 2 daughters and 1 son.
Okay.
The son 5. The son 5. He about to be a hooper. He go train. Hey, shout out KP, man, as the trainer. Man, his sons go to the same school as my sons, man. And watch little KP and the work that little kid put in, man.
And look, man, Paul told me about him. Hey, when Paul told me about him, I've been watching his page and his highlight there. He says, man, I go check out. I'll be, I used to go watch Lil J. Like, I didn't flew to Georgia to watch him, like LA, like Arizona, like I didn't Shadow Mountain watching games. Like, I didn't been everywhere, you know what I mean? When he played Compton Magic, like Soldiers, I didn't been. So I'm always, I'm still there supporting the youth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always there. So yeah, I want to actually go sit and watch his son play, man. And I think what he's doing for the culture is wonderful, man. Honestly, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we before we get out of here, a couple more things. Shout out to Jay, man, because a lot of people, everybody watched Jay with his son. You know what I'm saying? From when little Jay was young. So we watched you and Jay. Jay don't fly, kid. Jay don't fly. So Jay would drive
Greyhound everywhere.
He John
right?
Madden.
He don't fly, right? But
sure,
his son don't miss anything, right? And we had the debate with Jay on the father thing, who the best, we talked that shit, right? But seeing somebody like Jay do all of that with his son, right? Do you sit back and be like, hey, I'm gonna take some of what Jay did with his son, some of what he did, put all that shit in the box, and it's how I'm gonna rock with mine.
Yeah,
look at stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my son, the messed up part about this is that me and my son mother is like, we live here, I live here. So I might stay an hour and 16 minutes from my son, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still like, she just be thanking me. Like, my son had a event at school. It was like a daddy. I was way in Atlanta. You think I missed that joint? Oh no, I'm there. You know what I mean? And she
Absolutely.
like, man, I just appreciate you. You way across the country. And it was like a father son like night.
Right.
And she like, I know you can't come. I'm there. Everything else is on hold. And I told my man, I said, look, I was actually out there. Me and Dame was out there. I said, look, bro, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? We out there. We going to radio promotion, video, doing video. I told him, I said, look, bro, I gotta go early, bro. We had to go down, I think Florida or somewhere. I said, I gotta go. I'll come back. I flew way to California, made my son thing, picked him up from school the next day, and got on the red eye the next, and was back. So it's just like, you can't you can't cheat your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's on us to make sure their futures is shaped the right way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? And it's a lot of us that didn't have that. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. If my father would have never went for life, bro, like, I remember him taking me to them games at the infirmary and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and being like, if he wouldn't have went for life, my life would have turned out different. You know what I'm saying? It was like I could have focused on sports and so much than all the other bull crap. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And like, since we talking about father and son, we go do the cup to what your take on your big homie Bill Haney and Devin Haney, man, that father and son duo, man. What is that like to
Man,
see,
Bill is
man?
great. Look, me and Bill talk all the time, right? And he just, he always encouraged me, like, man, keep going. I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you know me, I'm for Oakland. You get what I'm saying? Like, not only are we from the same neighborhood, but we actually know each other. Like, Bill is the big like, and what he doing, man, like, is legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really legendary because this is all off work ethic. Like, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Him pushing, just like, look at his youngest son, Sean.
I don't know him. How old is he? Around?
That's the one. I don't know exact age, but that's the one.
He boxing too. He boxing too.
No, he playing tennis. So
Wow.
he hitting the racket, and his brother is Brian, which is another my big homie too. Is like, he on the fitness, so he training with his uncle all the time. He weight with like it's a racket. Like, man, they work ethic is different over there, man, and that's what I try to take off. I've always, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't have it. You know what I mean? Like, I tell my kids, like, the work you put in is what you're gonna get out of everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be excellent, you gotta put that. And I tell them, like, man, just think about this. It's so many people who play sports, but how many of us actually put up them 500 shots every day, them 1,000 shots every day? How many of us actually went to the batting cage from kids to, you know what I mean, and got the swings and the reps or the glove work we needed? You get what I'm saying? To be great. It's a lot of fathers who was there for their son or mothers who was there that did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't do that when we was little. We just hoop, wreck, hoop. Oh, we go to Royal Hoop, might go to Mosswood Hoop, go every open gym there is, but then we do a lot of work on our own. You get what I'm saying? And that's what separates you, your work ethic.
Absolutely, man.
So this is what I need from you. So me and Bill go to the same gym. And I've seen Devin and Bill works out in the public. Devin always go through like a back door. You just see him pop up. You're like, I ain't even come in. But he don't know who I am. So when I speak to him, he kind of just be like, because we out here, he don't know I'm from Oakland.
Yeah.
So I need you to name drop that.
I got you. I'm about to do
we gotta get him.
We
gotta get him on the show.
We
But I don't want him to be like, I'm from Oakland too.
I'm about to call him. Look, I'm about to call him right now, and I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, we go to the same gym, and my brother works the front desk. So they talk, but and my brother, but it's like the connection ain't there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, man, Bill, he gives a lot of good advice, man. He's always been sharp, and it's just like, the things he doing for his family, and actually the culture. You know what I mean? And I was trying to make a connection, not to cut it off. between him, Dev, and Brandon Sanders because B. Sand has something excellent going, which is a mental health app that he's working on.
I didn't know that.
Right? That's another one. If you ain't had him, get him on and he'll tell you about it. You know what
I'm saying? I told you I saw him on my birthday, Ken. We were both drunk.
Me and him together all the time. We talk every day. So
I'm gonna give you my number. Pass my number. Me and B. Sanders cool. We just be losing contact every now and then.
Yeah. So B has a mental health app that he's been working on, and he got Idris Sandu. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's like the Michael Jordan of the tech world. Long story short, and he got him to come aboard the app, him and his business partner. So they just been working on the funding because that takes millions and millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So what B doing is real big, man. You know what I mean? So we talk all the time and stuff, and I always reach out and give him my contacts and so. And I told him, I said, man, it's gonna happen for you because you just have to. It might take 5 years, it might take 7, but when it happened, it's generational wealth coming along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
B always been real sharp. B always been real sharp. He tried to put me on the stocks when he was doing the futures trade. He was trying to put me on them, but my brain just wasn't flipping. It wasn't.
Yeah. Him and my boy Justin, my boy Sarge, which he passed from COVID, which is truly. We all tight.
Oh boy,
So he paid, So him and Sarge do that. You get up every morning and trade and do all that. Like they was real good with that. But yeah, man. But I'm gonna definitely put the word in for you, Ken. I'm gonna hit him right now and let him know.
Yeah, we go to the same gym. I see him all the time, and I'll be like, but it's just like he's like, I don't, who are you?
Yeah. You just got he like, man, I'm from Oakland, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to put the word in right now for you.
I'm definitely gonna drop your name when I see him next time. Show him the podcast and everything.
Check it out, man. Hey, this was one hell of an interview, dude. Because we gonna close it out, but this one hell of an interview because I didn't know none of this stuff, bro. I didn't know the San Jose State, the Southern, even the 4.0s and shit, right? Because
for sure.
we know the basketball shit, we know the baseball stuff, and then we know the end of it, right? We don't know all of the stuff that's in between and be like, damn, this just blew me away, dude. It's like I want Ken don't like doing too much editing, right? But we gonna need Ken to do a whole bunch of clips, right, Ken? Because there's so much jewels, so much knowledge was dropped in this stuff.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? A lot of people don't be knowing that. Like people just see, they know this, then they know the now. And when I be talking to people, I be like, I went to college. They be like, what? Like, yeah. Well, what you majoring in? Electrical engineering. What? Yeah, I'll be like, I took physics and all that, AP calculus in high school. They're like, what? They're like, yeah.
That's it.
It just be the circumstances. It just be the life circumstances.
Go ahead, can you close out? And when you stop the recording, I'm gonna talk to Keith real quick.
It's all good. But anyway, thank you guys for.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, shit, I can't hear him.
Oh, he's back. You back?
Oh, no, there you go.
You back?
All right, cool. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining in to another episode of the Rec Center Podcast. Man, we got to thank Keith for coming on. I want to thank all of our other guests. The past guests, y'all been so good. That's why the guys like Keith are willing to come on. And why we're able to get so many high quality guests is because y'all stamped us as being official. So, man, thank you for all of our past guests. Thank you for Keith sharing his time today, and thank you guys for watching. Go ahead again, if you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at the Rec Center Podcast. Man, this was a pleasure. I'm Kenny Edwards for Lorenzo Parham. We out.